It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Hello, good afternoon. Hashtag Stop Galamsey Now.
Let the water flow. I will speak to him directly. President John Dramani Mahama. Yellow blood do.
You're welcome to the Midday News. This bulletin is live on Joy 99.7 and Hits 103.9 FM here in Accra. We are on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com, and affiliate in all 16 regions of Ghana, including Kekeli FM Ho, Bishara Radio Tamale, KTU Radio Kofodia, All City Radio Takradi, and Castle FM Cape Coast. We're also live on X Spaces, Facebook, and YouTube. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Our top stories this afternoon: standoff between private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu and the Office of the Special Prosecutor set to intensify as investigators resume inquiries into his allegations of corruption against Special Prosecutor Kisiye Jabin. We are live there, plus hear from the two sides on the tense situation yesterday, which ended in a dispute over alleged obstruction of security officers.
You have to do it respectfully, even as a lawyer, just for the sake of the profession. But you don't do that. You rather hurl insults at them and display an unruly behavior towards the men.
Mr. Kpebu maintains he did not obstruct any officer, insisting he merely responded to an insult and says he will sue the OSP for malicious arrest.
Then another soldier now shouted you to me, as for me, look, if you come and do that next time, I will show you. So I gave the same response that he can't stop my rights. Then he said, you are a stupid man. So what would you expect? I also told him that he's stupid.
Also, Trades Union Congress mounts pressure on government, demands urgent renegotiation of 2026 minimum wage and base pay following PRC's announcement of new utility tariff hikes. Details on this, plus we'll speak to government. Also, President Mahama attributes the poor results in the recent WASI to years of neglect of basic education.
One of the major things that has taken place in the last several years is the neglect of basic education, inability to send the capitation grants, ensuring that we have quality teachers at the foundational level, at the basic level.
More, as he says, the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service will study the examiner's report and implement urgent reforms in sports.
Calls for the sack of Hearts coach Didi Dramani intensify following the shock FA Cup exit to Division 3 side True Life Academy.
Details of that later. Also coming up, less than 24 hours more to the National Farmers' Day celebration will take you live to the Volta region where the event is scheduled to happen. Plus, fresh demands from farmers' groups on government effort in improving the sector. And later on, Vice President Professor Jainano Pokwajiman outlines government's bold initiatives to tackle HIV/AIDS as Ghana continues to fall short of the USAID 95-95-95 targets.
Africa cannot outsource her health security.
These and more with me, Pearl Ofori. This is Joy News, independent, fearless and credible. This afternoon, private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu is back at the Office of the Special Prosecutor as investigators there continue their inquiry into his corruption allegations against the Special Prosecutor Kisiye Jabin. Last night, the probe turned chaotic when he was arrested by the office for allegedly obstructing security personnel on duty at the OSP. Mr. Kpebu, who has since been granted bail, maintains that he did not obstruct any officer and only responded after he was insulted by a member of the security team. He's been explaining things to Joy News.
The main thing is that I was walking back into the OSP office when a soldier, I don't know what a soldier was doing, performing police duties. A soldier called that next time you come and park your car here and go outside, I will not allow you. So I replied that, oh, no, you can't do that. I'm not a suspect. I'm not an accused person. I'm here to assist the OSP, so you can't curtail my rights like that. So that's why soldier kept quiet. Then another soldier now shouted to me, as for me, look, if you come and do that next time, I will show you. So I gave the same response that he can't stop my rights. Then he said, you are a stupid man. A soldier who is telling me I'm stupid. So what would you expect? I also told him that he's stupid. Yeah, I had to respond because I won't take this. In the first place, you are not even a policeman. If the OSP building is in danger and you think you need soldiers to protect it, you dress them, camouflage with their arms and everything. Then you station them in a way that will what? Create fear. But this one, they supplanted police, performing police duty and insulting people. Look, a colleague just called me, I've done this. That they did the same thing to him a few months ago. The soldiers did the same thing. They locked the gate and said he will not leave. You see, vigilante mentality.
Well, the Director of Strategy, Research and Communications at the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Sami Dako, who has been speaking to Winston Amo on the Super Morning Show, rejects Mr. Kpebu's account.
This is a person who just bent on denigrating the office, bringing the reputation of the SP to disrepute and all that. Then, last minute, he comes to the office and he extends all these things to officers who are lawfully performing their duties. So, if you go to Ghana Police, if you go to NIB, and the officers in charge, men in uniform with guns, directing you to do something, and even if you won't do it, you have to do it respectfully, even as a lawyer, just for the sake of the profession. But you don't do that. You rather hurl insults at them and display an unruly behavior towards the men. If not that these men have been well trained to hold themselves up and to ensure that they do not ever allow any person to have a cause to say the person has been assaulted or done anything. It should have been a different scene altogether. But I want to congratulate these officers for holding themselves and still insisting that he goes through the right procedure and processes. And when you do that in any law enforcement agency, you'll be placed under arrest. So we have to separate his arrest from the fact-finding work that he has refused to cooperate with the OSP.
Well, Mr. Kpebu, as we are already aware, is before OSP investigators today. Let's take you live there. My colleague James Aveji is on the beat for us. James, bring us up to speed with events there.
Well, Pearl, it's a busy street in front of the OSP as we speak. And as we speak, I can confirm to you that a private legal practitioner, Martin Kpebu, is in the premises of the OSP, continuing with that interaction or that fact-finding mission, as Mr. Sami Dako put it. He was scheduled to appear here at exactly 11 a.m. today, and at exactly 10:49 a.m., he drove in there all by himself. What is unclear is whether or not his counsels were already there waiting for him, or they would have been following up later. But I can confirm to you that he spent over an hour already at the premises of the OSP as that interrogation, we should believe, is currently happening here at the OSP's office.
You spoke to Martin Kpebu shortly before appearing before the OSP. What did he tell you?
Well, Pearl, I've been trying to inquire about his impression and what action he may consider against the OSP, because he's been saying that what has happened is unlawful, the arrest and the detention process. The whole process is uncalled for, and he tells me exclusively that after all this is settled and done, he is considering taking a legal action against the OSP over what he described as an abuse of the bail term on the night of Wednesday last night, when he was arrested, detained, and later released on bail.
Obviously. So I'm reviewing all the facts. Definitely. After presenting them, you can know that I'm not one to run away from such a fight.
After presenting the petition to the president, if you find any merit in taking them on legally, you would not hesitate to do it?
Oh, yes. After the petition, we'll come back and assess this case for malicious prosecution.
Okay. But the petition itself, when will it be ready?
Oh, what's happening is that more citizens are giving us information. Just this morning, I got more citizens coming to give me more information. So let's give it a bit of time. It's possible maybe another 1 week, because right now as I'm standing here, I'm on charge number 15 against Kisi Ejabe. But this morning, Charlie, people say, no, Martin, wait, we'll get you more information. So information, more treasure trove. So let it roll in. When we are done, then we'll see. Maybe we can give a week. We don't need to rush.
By end of next week.
Yes, it all depends. But each day, remember that people keep giving more information. So I look at the quality. When you call me and then you tell me I want to give you X, Y, Z, I weigh it. So I don't know. I'm sure after a certain time, I'll get a sense that it's okay.
It will definitely be more than the 15 that you have now.
Absolutely. That one is certain.
Yeah, the private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu speaking to my colleague James Saveji. Right now, we're joined on the phone lines by Kofi Bento. He's a vice president of Imani Africa and he's also a lawyer. Let's try and understand the legality surrounding the probe and last night's incident. Mr. Bento, good afternoon. Thank you for your time on the Midday News. I'm sure you've been following the whole episode. What do you make of what's taking place at the OSP now?
Right, good afternoon to everybody. My only worry is that it is not clear what law the OSP is proceeding under to deal with Martin Kpebu the way they are dealing with him. Is it the OSP that has arrested him or not? We are told it is not the OSP. We are not sure whether it's the police or it's the military, and we are not sure what he has been arrested for because we've heard things about obstruction. Was he arrested for obstructing the OSP or arrested for granting an interview outside the OSP premise on ECG property, and what was the charge? What is being used? What law to hold Martin Kpebu or to run him through all this? Now, I hear he's with the OSP and they are speaking, but there are two things running at the same time, and some clarity has to happen. Look, we make laws for ourselves. We don't make laws to establish thrones for people to oppress us. So the OSP must appreciate that they are a public office and they are subject to the citizenry, not above them. So anything that they do, they must be properly grounded and soundly in law. I don't think what is going on is right. Martin is trying to be as law-abiding as possible. It is possible that, given what is going on, he can refuse to cooperate with the OSP because he has no responsibility to do so. So I think the OSP must be measured in how they approach this thing. Clearly, even the public sentiment is against them. So they should clarify what laws they are acting under. The OSP office is a limited office acting with delegated powers from the Attorney General. They don't have plenary powers to do whatever they want, however they want it. So they should clarify what they are doing and come clear.
Well, he's refused to give evidence to OSP investigators with regards to the corruption allegations he's leveled against the office. How do you think this should be approached?
Somebody has alleged a number of things against OSP. Whoever has to hear those allegations must hear them, and at that place, ask him to provide his proof. It must be noted that when you make allegations against a public officer, it is not a crime if you can't prove it. It simply means that person you made allegations against will go free. If they think they have been defamed, they can take you on. But it is not a crime to make an allegation, even a false one. It is just not good enough that people just rise up and make allegations. So the OSP should not take umbrage and run a citizen through all kinds of stresses simply because the person believes that they have made allegations against them. There is a school of thought that believes that the OSP itself should not be investigating these allegations against Mr. Ejabe. But all that being said, let's see how this will play out. Okay, some of these things, they are useful in the building of a country to clarify rights and responsibilities. This is what it means to be a citizen and not a spectator. So let's allow Martin to go through what he wants to go through. But let's be clear that nobody should be harassed for exercising his rights as a citizen.
Mr. Kofi Ventel is the Vice President of Imani Africa. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Let's move on to other stories. And this afternoon, the Trade Union Congress is mounting pressure on government, demanding an immediate return to the negotiation table after the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, announced fresh increases in electricity and water tariffs effective January 1, 2026. In a strongly worded statement signed by the Secretary General Joshua Ansah, the TUC said it is outraged by the PURC's decision to raise electricity tariffs by 9.8% and water tariffs by 15.9%, describing the move as insensitive New Year's gift to Ghanaian workers already struggling under a high cost of living. My colleague Johnny's editor, Fred Smith, is in the studio with details of the TUC statement. What else is contained in the statement, Fred?
Well, according to the Labour Union, the new tariff adjustments scheduled to take effect on the same day the 9% increase in the national daily minimum wage and public sector base pay kicks in will effectively wipe out the entire wage adjustment secured for workers in the 2026 salary negotiations. TUC describes the action by government as worse than robbing Peter to pay Paul. The statement goes on to say that workers cannot accept these increases unless government return to the negotiation table to up the wage for 2026. Anything short of that, TUC says they will mobilize workers to resist the implementation of these, they call it insensitive increases in utility prices.
Johnny's editor, Fred Smith, with that statement from the TUC. Joining us for a conversation on this is Joshua Ansah. He's the Secretary General of the TUC. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time on the Midday News. Now, during your initial negotiations, were all these factors considered?
Good afternoon, my sister.
I was asking...
You were asking whether
during the
factors were considered.
Yes.
What factors I was referring to?
The tariff increment, were all these factors considered before your initial negotiations with the government on the base pay?
Let me take you back a little. Just some few weeks ago, the tripartite committee came up with a percentage of 9% as base pay and the minimum wage for Ghanaian workers. And just after 2-3 weeks, government decides, or the PURC decides to flash us with the increase of 9% in the minimum wage, and 9% in the electricity, and 15% plus in the water. We think that if you give us 9% as minimum wage for 2026, as base for 2026, and you also slap us with 15% and 9% in electricity and the water, respectively, we think that it smells bad fit. Because you cannot give us 9% and also come back with the tariff of 9% and 15%, which is about 24. This means that you have even taken your 9% and also given us a negative 15 plus percent. And we think that workers cannot accept that. That's why TC is saying that this increase is unacceptable and government must come again.
Now, you've indicated that you would mobilize the worker front next Monday if government refuses to increase the daily minimum wage. Do you have timelines for this?
As for the two options that we stated in our statement, we want to consider the complete withdrawal of the tariff increases. We are not even interested in the top-up of the salary. But if government thinks that it cannot withdraw, then there's a need for government to renegotiate the 9%. Because you cannot give somebody 9 cedis and ask him to go and pay 24 cedis. So the best option for you is to take your 9 cedis that you have slapped on us. Then you'll be okay with it. Otherwise, as stated, we will resist the operationalization of these increases in this country.
Thank you. Joshua Ansah is the Secretary General of the TUC. Now let's go on the phone lines and speak to the Employment and Labour Relations Minister, Abdul Rashid Pilpo. He's also the MP for Wa Central on this matter. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time on the Midday News. Now, TUC is demanding an upward adjustment to the daily minimum wage after the tariff hikes. What is your reaction to this? And is government willing to re-enter negotiations with them?
Well, first of all, let me thank you very much for this opportunity to react to what they are demanding. When we agree on the minimum wage, we do so with considerable technical understanding of the issues that demand an increase in wage or decrease in wage. There's a technical committee, including all members of the tripartite committee, that go to sit down, analyze the issues, look at the issues that have direct effect on government workers' welfare and the standard of living of the ordinary Ghanaian. We have elements that we look at, factors that we look at, after which we calculate how much percentage will be of increase. Now, in doing so, a key factor that is taken into consideration is the present situation and the possible future consequence of what we are doing. And there's an open, we are open to negotiations at all times. And in the last meeting we held, which resulted into the pegging of the increase in minimum wage at 9%, we had agreed also that negotiations should not happen only when there is a need to do an increment. I mean, that it should happen throughout the year at specific times when there is a need. And essentially, I have also said that within the policy I'm running and supported by government, we will have a half-yearly interactions with them. So if there are any issues, we often will understand them and work on them before issues like we are going on strike, we don't want this, we want that, will come into show. So I'll advise them to take advantage of the goodwill message we send to them, the understanding that we, all of us have, that we need to be interacting much more closely than the yearly meeting. To take advantage of that and come forward for discussions.
Very well. You talk about discussions, but when we spoke to the TUC, they said either withdraw the tariff hikes or increase the minimum wage. Are you ready for this?
But that's not the way to negotiate. That's not the way to talk. Where there are issues, don't say either you do this or this. We have opened up for discussions. Let us see exactly what you are looking for. Let's see what it is that is hurting you. And let's all work together to achieve that understanding and that specific objective for which we are talking. I think that the face of our interaction must change from now. We don't sometimes in the past you see people trying to even go on strike without getting to closer discussion. We respect TUC a lot.
Very well.
In fact, a completed moment when we discuss all these things about increases and we believe that cooperation that we enjoy from them should continue to take place.
Mr. Purple, we'll leave the conversation here for now, and he's the Employment and Labour Relations Minister. You're listening to the Midday News. Still ahead, President Mahama attributes the poor results in the WASI to years of neglect of basic education. We have that, including sports.
One of the major things that has taken place in the last several years is the neglect of basic education, inability to send the capitation grants, ensuring that we have quality teachers at the foundational level, at the basic level.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I go bed safe. It make my teeth white when it come out every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved. In the name of the Lord Jesus, let there be a performance of your word and your word only.
The world gathers at Action Chapel International for Impact 2025 with the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Apostle Joshua Selman, Apostle Isi Igenegba, Reverend Eastwood Anaba, Bishop Bernard Odri Asari, Reverend Dr. Robert Ampia Kofi, and Reverend Dr. David Entry. Theme:
let there be a performance.
It's Sunday to Sunday of word, worship, prayer, divine encounters.
There is an anointing coming on you.
From Sunday 30th November,
it is time for the heavens to move.
Through Sunday 7th December.
I see somebody, you will arise.
Mornings at 9 a.m. and evenings at 5 p.m. at the Action Chapel International, Sprinters Road. Don't miss this year's special Impact Sunday joint services. 8 a.m. both Impact Sundays, Impact Friday services from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and all night from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. the next day.
Can't miss it. Look forward to seeing you. Be there.
Dear Santa, I don't want a lot this holiday. All I want this holiday is on DSTV, so I can watch all my favorite kids shows on Cartoon Network, Nick Jr. and Nicktoons. Also, Daddy can watch all his football games, and Mommy can watch all her telenovelas.
Ho, ho, ho! No Bronya Coco this Christmas. Get yourself or gift that special person a DSTV decoder as a Christmas gift today at 89 Ghana cedis. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
Get ready for an unforgettable night, an evening of prestige, glamour, and pure celebration of excellence. The Ghana Real Estate Developers Association, GREDA, presents the GREDA Awards and Dinner Night 2025. Come and be part of the biggest night in Ghana's real estate industry as we celebrate milestones under the theme, Resetting the Housing Agenda under the 24-hour economy. GREDA Government Collaboration. Date, Saturday, 6th December 2025. Time, 6:30 p.m. on the dot. Venue, Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, Accra. Special guest of honor, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Special guest in attendance, Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Alban Bagbing. Be a part of a historical night and book your seat. For inquiries, call 024-130-1973 or 024-803-1533 or visit greaterghana.org. The Greater Awards and Dinner Night, celebrating distinction, building the future.
You're welcome back to the Midday News. It's time for sports and Christian. Achitamakla, I always call you Christian. I think I love Christian. So Achitamakla is here with the latest in the world of sport.
Calls for the sack of Hearts of coach Didi Dramani have intensified following a 1-0 defeat to True Life Academy, a third-tier side in the MTN FA Cup yesterday. And that defeat means Didi Dramani's Hearts of Oak have won just 3 of their last 10 matches, lost twice and recorded 5 draws since October 3. Here are some fans reacting to that result.
I don't know how Mumu and Masisa. What's in Amiasa? Make a blame him, Obia. Messi FA Cup, Africa, and a leg of Africa. So I say, Uber boy FA Cup for first 11 ball. Not just the points, the Kobe, Mr. Coachino, Turo, players no Sasa, who big a club like True Life. Our money Auroras, and they had the same thing. Let's say, we move. I want to do. Masana has to talk now when I move as one say.
Yeah, that was some Hearts fans speaking after that defeat. That was the second time in 3 years that Hearts of Oak have been eliminated by a lower tier side.
Achitamaklu, thank you for bringing us the sports news. As you may be aware, tomorrow is a National Farmers' Day celebration. Speaking to us right now via the phone to tell us about the level of preparation is a Deputy Agric Minister, John Dumelo. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time on the Midday News. How prepared are you for tomorrow's celebration?
Oh, good afternoon, Pearl. We are extremely prepared. The celebration started on Monday and it's been going out through till today, and then tomorrow will be the final one. But what is most interesting about this year's own is the fact that we are inviting the universities to come on board to exhibit or showcase some of their research findings that they've done. And after that, we'll definitely link them to the business community to see how best we can develop such research findings. And then another interesting thing is the introduction of the National Best Youth Farmer
And so that is one that we are going to award tomorrow. And so tomorrow will be a very great day.
Okay.
And I'm inviting each and every one of you to help to partake in the celebrations tomorrow.
John Dimolo is a Deputy Agric Minister. Thank you for speaking to us. Now, away from the Farmers' Day celebrations, President John Dramani Mahama has attributed the poor results in the recent WASI to years of neglect of basic education. Speaking at the national launch of STEM Box for basic schools, he said the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service will study the examiner's report and implement urgent reforms. He stressed that strict invigilation is here to stay and urged parents and schools to ensure that students prepare adequately.
It has become an issue of great concern to governments, parents, and the public at large. I was speaking with the minister and I've asked them to do an analysis of the examiner's report to try and decipher what could have gone so disastrously wrong. It is mind-boggling that with the same teachers, the same factors in play, just from one batch to another, one batch, does so disastrously. And so we need to get to the bottom of it.
You had President John Dramani Mahama. Before we leave here, let's do what's trending. And Collins from Forwards here. What do we have?
Yes. Also, currently we have OSP and also Martin Kpebu all trending on X. And one of the comments from Mr. Regai says that Kpebu has been one of the biggest supporters of Kisi Ajaben, from Cecilia Dapa to Ankonoma. Nobody has publicly called for Ghanaians to be patient with Kisi than Kpebu. So if the OSP has lost Kpebu, then I guess the OSP must go because no one else wants him. So these and many more comments.
On this matter, which has been trending since last night. And that's how we end the